Hello people of YouTube, good Sonic Dude 10 here again. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, so I decided I'd give y'all a update video showing my computer setup for people who are subscribed and anybody else who comes across this and would care. So, what you're staring at here is my computer system. Pretty much a junk crap setup, but it works for what I do. So we'll start with the heart of the system. That is a laptop. Lenovo ThinkPad Edge E545 laptop. It's a 15.6 inch laptop that I guess would technically be considered more or less of a desktop replacement. It's my thinking. Got a full keyboard. You can kind of see the 10 keypad on the side there. So anyways, system specs. Internally, the laptop has a AMD A10 APU. It's a 5750M, 2.5 gigahertz quad-core CPU with a Radeon 8650 GPU, both on the same chip. So this system is a APU, Accelerated Processor Unit, as both CPU and GPU are on the same die, one chip. It has 16 gigabytes of Crucial Ballistics RAM, dual channel, 1866 megahertz, or PC 14900 for those who go by that. And drives, internally this thing has two drives. On the side here where the stock drive would sit is a Western Digital Black Squared. That is a hybrid 120 gigabyte SSD and 1 terabyte hard drive. Now over here on the right side where the stock where the optical drive would be is a hard drive caddy bay. And in that sits the stock 500 gigabyte Western Digital drive that came in this laptop. Now you'd think that would be enough, and for me and for most people it would be, but no, not for me. Right down here, this is a 750 gigabyte desktop 3.5 inch hard drive. And this little doohickey here is a USB adapter. It's the USB 3 adapter that Western Digital sends with the Black Square drive. And just to show y'all here. Yep, I do have it. I did buy it secondhand, but it's still fairly new when I did. Okay, enough of that. So, that is just a simple Toshiba 2.5 inch laptop drive that I picked up like 4 or 5 years ago now. Still works, but I don't have it plugged in at the moment. So anyways, back to this. This adapter that was sent in the Western Digital box there with the Black Square drive is a SATA 3 to USB 3 adapter. And this is just for 2.5 inch drives, which are 5 volt powered only. I modified this thing to add this external connector. I completely isolated the SATA power connector inside here. So now any drive plugged into here is powered solely off of this external Molex connector here. And I did this to provide both 5 volt and 12 volt, since a 3.5 inch drive or a 5.25 inch optical drive, I guess, but any 5.25 inch drive would all require 5 volt and 12 volt. Now, granted, I could have just added the 12 volt power only and left the 5 volt alone powered off the USB connection, but I decided to be safe and modified this thing by completely cutting and isolating the SATA power connector. So the SATA drive connector for power is completely isolated from the USB to SATA circuitry inside of here. It is solely powered off of this external Molex, and the only USB power goes to the SATA USB to SATA circuitry in here. So this drive can hit maximum read and write speeds over the USB 3 connection to the laptop. So that is 3 physical drives in this computer, but there's more. Because of the way things are set up, there is technically 6, get my finger over here, 6 drives in their computer. We have 120 gig SSD on the black square drive, 1 terabyte hard drive on the black square drive, 500 gig hard drive in Bay 2, 750 gig hard drive external, 32 gigabyte SD card in the laptop's SD card drive, and this light-on DVD burner drive that I have hooked up via USB. That's just USB 2.0. So that's a lot of crap there. But wait, there's more. What the hell more? Well, let's start with USB and networking. I'll start with networking. Inside the laptop here, I replaced the stock Wi-Fi card with an Intel Centrino Advanced N6235 dual band card that is USB 4.0 as well. I mean Bluetooth 4 as well. But that is going to be replaced later once I get something else to have on order, an Intel Centrino Advanced N7260 card, which is dual band as well for 2.5, 5 gigahertz and Bluetooth. Reason I'm doing that I will say later, because it has to do with the OS that I have on here. Anyways, now that that's got the laptop covered, you will notice, if I can get right down here, you can't really see, but there is several cables here. And that blue light back there is my USB hub for USB 2.0. Anyways, on this side here, I have a VGA video connector, which goes to this monitor, an HDMI connector, which goes to this little laptop monitor with an LVDS driver board, and then the USB 3 connector, which goes to a hard drive. Over here, power, gigabit Ethernet, USB 2.0 to that 10-port hub, and then an audio port, which goes in splits here, since that audio port is both stereo audio as well as mono microphone. So I have that ported where stereo audio goes here and the mono mic goes here. Also 2 USB 2.0 ports from that 10-port hub. And this is just a USB power, because that red light down there is a external 5-volt hub that I have powering everything on the 10-port USB 2.0 hub. I got so much crap on there that the internal laptop USB port cannot power it all. And of course, this powers external audio. So, let's see what audios or USB stuff I have, and let's count it up. Apple Mighty Mouse, the first generation one that introduced a right click on it. I got this because I like that omnidirectional scroll wheel it has, so it has left and right click that Windows likes to use. Microsoft Comfort Curve 2000 keyboard that I picked up for free. I actually love this thing, and I've had it for 5 years. Still going strong, and I took it apart a month ago and cleaned it up. Completely cleaned it, even though it doesn't look like it now. Let's see, what else? That's 2 USB devices. Multi-card reader here, USB 2.0. Logitech G930 headset. Again, USB 2.0. This light-on DVD burner with light scribe, USB 2.0. Chinese cloned Xbox 360 controller, USB 2.0. This thing actually is fairly decent quality, although this button on it is getting a little bit sticky. I may have to take it apart and clean it up. Okay, so what else? Up here, another Logitech. This is a Extreme 3D Pro controller. I also have a Logitech steering wheel controller, but I do not have that plugged in at the moment. And I do believe that has everything plugged into the USB port cover. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Lastly, my APC UPS backup battery system is plugged into the network port for status. And I need to get my network cables off of it. Did not realize they fell here. There we go. Problem solved. Crap load of power bars for powering all of my stuff. It all goes through this UPS system, which is the light here, the monitors, the speakers, the external power stuff for anything else that's powered here, a laptop, all of it is powered from this UPS. And lastly, Netgear N900 WD WNDR 4500 V2 network router. And you'll notice that it's been modified. I have cut the base off of it and ground the plastic down the edges, around the edges down to give it better cooling. Because this thing is highly modified. It has DDWRT flash to it to give me extra stuff, and the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi internal antennas are removed. In fact, here's the 2.4 gigahertz internal antennas that came in this thing. They are no longer used because you'll notice 3 SMA connectors here. These go over here. Yeah, those are some big ass antennas. 17 dBi antennas for the 3 2.4 gigahertz network connections. That's a lot of power just on the antennas alone. And if that wasn't enough, I actually run these routers, the router radios, since I can adjust that in DDWRT at 100 milliwatts, which if I remember is like 19 or 20 dBm, giving me a total dBm EIRP output of around 37 or so, probably more. I forget the exact number. Some of you who do network, you do the math. 100 milliwatts on both the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz radios, although I currently have the stock antennas on the 5 gigahertz, but those will be replaced later once I get more SMA connectors to put up here for the IPF connectors inside there to plug into. Then I have more antennas I'll plug into the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi radio. But yeah, so 100 milliwatts of power, 17 dBi antenna. You do the math and tell me what my Wi-Fi power is, and I guarantee you it is over the United States FCC EIRP limitations for the way I'm using this. But I ain't worried. There's nobody out here that my Wi-Fi power can drown out. Just my grandmother's network, which is on a different channel, so no worries about Wi-Fi power drowning out here. Crazy network setup, and I do use that kind of range on my Wi-Fi since where I work is pretty close by and on private property again, and I do need Wi-Fi out there for when I'm working, since I sometimes need to look up stuff on the internet and don't want to come all the way back here to look on my computer. I'm lazy. Don't want to walk the 30 steps from the barn I work at into here to check something on the computer when I could just pull my phone out in the barn and look it up if I have a Wi-Fi signal, since my cell signal out here is spotty at best. Okay, so now with all the external components taken care of, what more is there? Quite a bit more, actually. Because you see, in addition to all the hardware stuff that I have in hardware mods on this computer is actually a dual boot. Hence why I have the stock hard drive over here. Because the black square drive has Windows 7 on the SSD portion of it. Windows 7 64-bit Ultimate that is activated with an official authentic Microsoft key. So it is Microsoft certified OE or retail installed Windows 7 Ultimate 64-bit. And then on the stock hard drive that is now in the optical bay, I have Windows 10 Professional Edition. Microsoft registered and activated. Because I originally had the Windows 7 Ultimate on here, free Windows 10 upgrade to give me the 10 Pro, and but then I decided I want to go back to Windows 7, so I moved the 10 Pro over here and did a clean install, and when I did the clean install, it automatically activated as 10 Pro under Microsoft. So if I did some checking, and as of this time,
the values of the OS installs goes like this. Windows 10 Professional Edition that I got is valued at $200. Windows 7 Ultimate, which is again Microsoft certified, is valued at $170. So I have $370 worth of certified Microsoft operating systems on here in dual boot format, and I paid all of $80 for both keys that I used for them. How about that? And now for the last part of this video. That would be booting the system up. How fast will this thing boot the Windows 7 installation that's on the solid state drive? Let's see. I will hit the power button and start counting right now. 15:45, and it's starting up. So let's see how long it takes to boot. I estimate around 30 seconds or so, which includes me selecting which OS to boot and entering my password. You saw there, I could select Windows 7 or Windows 10. And now the external hard drive is spinning up and starting to make noise because that motherfucker is a noisy piece of shit. Western Digital. All three of my drives here are Western Digital. WD Black Squared, WD 500 gig blue, and WD 750. Duh. Password entered. Now we're getting into the OS. Okay, that took 1 minute to do, but that's because I was screwing around here, but still. 1 minute to boot is not bad. And the Logitech project registration, that's new. I don't give a shit about registering my Logitech crap. Anyways, I won't bother going into any of the software stuff, and yes, I'm a brony, hence the pony background pictures. Don't give me shit over it. People who are subscribed already know. There's the backup drive. But now, I'm sure you people are more interested in my drive access speeds, so I will bring that up next. Let's see. There. Oh. Here's my Windows activations for both installs. Check it out. Windows 10 Pro activated with digital entitlement. Because of the fact that I got the free upgrade, it went to 10 Pro. And when I did the clean install, it automatically activated due to that digital entitlement. And then Windows 7 Ultimate is activated. See? Microsoft Genuine. Yeah, well, not clear, but you can still see it. Okay, now then. Somewhere here they are. Check this shit out. C drive, that's where Windows 7 sits. Write speeds are not too great, but it's the read speeds that matter. 529.1 megabytes a second. Gives me damn fast booting. This is just a RAM drive I decided to test just for shits and giggles, for comparison. I think that my Crucial Ballistics memory is pretty fast to have that kind of speeds. Here is the hard drive portion of the black square drive. E drive is a stock 500 gig blue drive that Windows 10 sits on. D drive up here, this reading was actually this drive here, this little Toshiba drive when I had it hooked up via the USB 3 adapter. And that is the SD card, which I just have stuck in there as sort of extra storage stuff for holding things I don't want to lose. So yeah, that's my drive speeds. So there's a long-ass video update of my computer system for anybody who cares or gives a shit about it. If you want to know more details about any part of the system, give me a shout and I'll let you know if I can. Anyways, this has been Sonic Dude 10 giving you an update on my system. Peace out.